It's so basic, isn't it? Two people having a conversation, a face-to-face interaction. How can something so basic be so complex, even overwhelming? What are these two people thinking? Are they really engaged? Do they understand each other? How are they going to know that? Whenever we're face-to-face, we see only our side and all too often end up with disagreements about what he said and she said. Can you imagine a technology that you never saw before? A computer-guided relationship learning tool that engages people to have stronger, more effective, healthier relationships, not just in their families, but in their work settings, in their professional education and human services, helping people reclaim their place in society and become better citizens. The applications seem endless, and you're about to see just one example of how it works. Marion and Doug have worked hard to raise their family and have a strong marriage. They've learned that even with their best efforts, even when they push back their busy schedules to talk, they don't always understand each other. So they were excited to learn about this technology, a relationship learning tool called UfaceME, that helps people understand how they actually interact face-to-face. It's a revolutionary, breakthrough technology, something that's never been done before, truly. Here's how the UfaceME tool works. First, Marion and Doug record their conversation. Not just any recording like a surveillance camera would do, but a camera that records both of them equally. Here Doug adjusts the camera so that both Marion and he can see themselves as they sit back and talk in private. Recording their faces face-on is key to capturing the essence of their face-to-face interaction. Now, when they view playback of their conversation, they relive and re-experience it. But this time, they do more than just watch. The video is played back non-stop, without interruption. Below the video screen, statements appear prompting them to report their separate viewpoints of the conversation. Each has a small handheld keypad with buttons to respond to each statement. The green line below the statement tells them how much time they have to respond. They're asked to report how they felt, how the other person seemed to feel, and how they thought the other person was viewing them. It sounds complicated, but it's really not. It's as if each person is taking snapshots of their experience, not as the camera recorded them, but as they thought and felt them. The statements are presented in such a way that allows them to receive lots of very unique and engaging feedback. Immediately after viewing themselves and stating their separate viewpoints, Marion and Doug examine graphic displays that allow them to compare their viewpoints. They can see where their viewpoints are very similar or quite different. More importantly, fluctuations in their viewpoints may suggest something significant was happening, and they can return to those precise moments on their recording for further examination and discussion. UfaceME feedback can be as extensive as people wish. Using the graphs, they can see subtle and significant things unfolding moment by moment in the recording, which slipped by unnoticed. Sometimes the littlest thing can lead to a very engaging discussion when they both share their viewpoints as prompted by the graphs. They can also examine trends and patterns in their face-to-face experience as they see broad comparisons of their viewpoints, which the UfaceME method makes possible. For example, Doug can see how familiar he actually was with Marion, and Marion can see whether Doug saw her as she saw herself. All this is to say that UfaceME is a measuring tool. It engages people to measure each other and allowing themselves to be measured. It works because the participants themselves are doing the measuring. They become their best experts. There is a great need for people to understand each other, and the applications seem endless, not just with couples, but with friends, co-workers, executives, managers, coaches, health providers, but especially persons from different cultures, and mentoring youth to become successful citizens. So many challenges, so many opportunities, and UfaceME is ready.